Hi everybody, it's Oksana, and this is going to be a video on my most used brushes. So my favorite brushes, but I also kept in mind, which ones do I actually use all the time? Because there might be brushes that I think are cool and I like them, but then I don't really use them all that much, So these are kind of well-worn brushes, so to speak. With the exception of one of them, which I do like, but I don't use it quite every day as I do the other ones, or every time I do my makeup. So I'm gonna start with foundation. So for foundation, I have fallen in love with this Up and Up brush. It's so dense, it really buffs your foundation on nicely, provides nice coverage. It's extremely soft. It's a lot shorter than most kabuki brushes I've encountered, so it just works extremely well, and I really like it, and it's really affordable. And I used to use the Ecotools bronzer brush, and I still do like that one. It's much, much bigger. It's like this much bigger. That one's nice if you want to be really quick because it covers more of your face, but this is obviously more precise because it's smaller. So this is what I've been using for powder foundation. And then if I just want a light application of powder, like I use this today to set my tinted moisturizer that I'm wearing, is I've actually fallen in love with this e.l.f. blending brush. It's pretty cheap. I think it's $6. Unfortunately, I can only find it on their website. I haven't seen it in Target, and it's extremely soft, so nice. And it's got this interesting kind of shape to it. It's almost like a diamond because it's got these little cutouts, so the bristles like come out here on the edges. But I noticed it works really nicely for lightly applying powder to, set a foundation or something like that. And I've been using this for my powder pretty much every time. And it also works really nicely to blend out like a contour because it's a really good shape because it's kind of like long and skinny, so you can just go like this. And speaking of contours, this is another brush. So this one I don't use necessarily every time I put on makeup because I don't always contour, but I use this every time I contour because it's a great contour brush, and again, it's from e.l.f. I'm actually surprised how affordable these brush favorites ended up being because I do have some nicer brushes and some more expensive brushes, but these are honestly the ones that I use the most. So this one's just an awesome shape, and it's also nice, like it's firm, it's got a little bit of a give to it, but not too much, so it just works perfectly for contouring. It's just awesome for that, my favorite brush for that. And then an Ecotools brush. This came in a little travel kit, that's why it's so mini, with a few little mini brushes. And this isn't labeled, so I forget what it was supposed to be for, maybe eyeshadow, but it's kind of big. But it's very fluffy and it's very soft, and what I use this for is I set my under eye concealer with it because it's not too dense. Like I have some eye kabuki kind of brushes, like this size version of this, for example, but that really doesn't work as well for setting my under eye concealer because it packs on too much powder and makes it look cakey. I want something really fluffy. Almost like a stippling brush, but this isn't a stippling brush, but this is like as close as I could find. It's just very, very fluffy is the best I could describe it, and it sets your under eye concealer nicely without putting on too much product. So this is really nice, and it's soft, just like all Ecotools brushes are. And then I have two brushes from Coastal Scents, and I think this is the Elite brush set, and I don't know what they're called. Like, I don't know if they're called these numbers that you see here. I think they have real names on their website, but here's the numbers in case that helps you find them. But basically, I use this for blush. It might be for powder, but as you can see, it's not supposed to be pink. It's supposed to be white, but mine turned pink from the blush. But this just works really nice for me. It is kind of big, but it just makes it quick and easy to put on my blush, and it's very soft. And I just really like it. I've been using it for a long time now for my blush, so it just works great. And then I have the whole set of these, but this is the ones that I use the most. This is, again, supposed to be white, but it's dark because it got stained because I use it for eyeliner. This is our angled liner brush. And I mean, I'm sure there's lots of nice, perfectly acceptable eyeliner brushes out there, but I just happen to like this one, and it works really well for me. I use it I used it today for my eyeliner. What I like to do is kind of pat it into the ColourPop eyeshadows and then like blend it out. And what I like is it is a little thick. Like I do have brushes that come to a really fine little point. But because it's a little thicker, it allows you to just kind of blend, because the look that I've been liking is applying kind of like an eyeliner, or I use the eyeshadow as an eyeliner, and then I just kind of blend it out so it's just all blended. So it's nice because it works well blending because of that. And then the one high-end brush that I have, and I don't think this is actually super expensive, but it is, you know, definitely more expensive than my other brushes. It's this crease brush from Sappho. And this is amazing. Oh my gosh, I have a little set of their brushes, but this one, just the shape and the size and everything about it, ever since I started using it, I just haven't been able to stop. And it works so good in the crease for me, for my crease color. It just applies it perfectly and blends it perfectly. I just absolutely love this brush. And I will not use anything else for my crease, so I hope that they don't discontinue it and this doesn't break. And the last one, or I'm sorry, there's two. So one is not really a brush, but I wanted to mention my beauty blender because it kind of falls in that category. And I use this all the time for foundation. I really like it. That's why it's like stained permanently by my foundation. And the last item, so I don't use this super often, but I just think it's a really awesome product. I forget to use it, and then sometimes I just really don't need to use it, but it's basically the Lash Brow Groomer from Real Techniques. And I got this from Ulta. And what's special about it is not necessarily this. Like, I do use this sometimes to brush through my brows, but it's really this part that sets it apart, because it has these awesome little metal bristles that'll brush through your eyelashes. And they're really amazing. There isn't that little stopper on the edges. Like I have one from Ecotools that is plastic bristles, and it has like these stoppers almost like on the end. But this one doesn't have, you know, an end and a beginning, so it's just really nice. You can kind of use it, you know, wherever. And it brushes through really well and really separates your lashes and unclumps them. So I really love it. But I've been using my Hynt Beauty mascara. It really isn't clumping. It doesn't make my lashes stick together, so I don't need to use it. But if I needed to reach for something to separate my lashes, I would reach for this. It is really awesome. The only other point about it is it's kind of hard to clean. Like the mascara gets stuck in between these little metal teeth, and you have to use like an old toothbrush or something to just like scrub it out of there. That's the only other thing. But yeah, that's it. Those are my brush favorites, or my most used brushes. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.